This is part two of our Janis Joplin series. So remember in part one, I told you guys that they tried to sneak them into a movie and wasn't gonna pay them for it. The manager was not going. So here's what they did while they were on stage. She kept noticing that the camera crew would point the cameras down to the ground and not film them while they were performing. She caught that and said, "Why didn't you record that? Why didn't you get that?" They told her why. She took the band up, walked off the stage on them. She said, "You better get my damn money right." Just a few days later, they were so highly in demand that they had no choice but to bring her and the band back together for the rest of the performance. And they turned it out. When we talking the greatest of all time, we don't mention her enough. We do not mention Janis Joplin enough. Now, y'all know the history. Y'all notice that you don't hear any drug abuse up to this point. Pay attention. This is the undisputed queen of rock and roll right here. There ain't no question about it. And we're about to put some respect on her name. So in the 60s, y'all ladies were wanting equal rights. And all of y'all were scared. All of the female artists were scared to do it. But she was the first one to speak on it and the only one to speak on it at that time. So do y'all know who the Empress of Blues is? Miss Bessie Smith. This is where you're about to respect Janis Joplin. Bessie Smith passed away of a mysterious car crash in 1937. Now, that was her biggest influence in music. Now, guess who paid for her headstone, because they buried her in an unmarked grave to where nobody could find her. Now, just guess who paid for her headstone. She even mentioned, she said she feels like she was Bessie Smith reincarnated. She was doing tattoos before it was even fashionable. So all y'all getting tatted up, she was doing that before it was trendy. So y'all owe her a debt of gratitude for that too. Part 3 coming up, and we got to get into something deep, and it involves Jim Morrison of The Doors. Part 3 coming right up.